highly anticipated political battle ahead of the 2026 local government elections is on, and the city of Johannesburg is set to be the battleground. The Democratic Alliance says it is ready to reclaim the mayoral chain.
I want to introduce to you a daughter of the city, a leader I believe in, someone we can all believe in, because she's done it before and she's going to do it again for Josie. Please welcome Hellen Zille.
Since her announcement as the Democratic Alliance mayoral candidate for Johannesburg, Hellen Zille has dominated national headlines. One of the most talked about moments was a tense on-air exchange with radio personality Anele Mdoda. The interview escalated into a heated clash as Zille is catapulting into the mayoral race. While other major political parties haven't officially announced their mayoral candidates for Johannesburg, Zille's campaign is already in full swing. Too much public scrutiny. Hello everyone, my name is Lulah Mapiye.
And I am Bonolo Mokonoto.
And welcome to this bonus episode of We Should Be Writing.
We were invited to a media gathering hosted by Hellen Zille on Friday, February 13, 2026, at the DA's Nkululeko House in Johannesburg. In this episode, we'll unpack what was said, what wasn't said, and what it all means for Johannesburg and its voters.
Well, let's first start by unpacking the context, because informed political discussions require facts. Hellen Zille is 74 years old. She began a career as a journalist at the Rand Daily Mail, where in 1977 she was part of the team that exposed the truth behind the death of anti-apartheid activist Steve Biko.
Politically, her background is quite extensive. She served as the Premier of the Western Cape from 2009 to 2019, serving 2 full terms. Zille was the leader of the Democratic Alliance from 2007 to 2015 and the mayor of Cape Town from 2006 to 2009. Now she's the chairperson of the Democratic Alliance Federal Council, and she's currently running for the mayorship of Johannesburg.
She has done a lot, hasn't she?
She really has. And it got me really curious.
About what?
Why would the DA choose someone who could be considered as a stalwart to be their mayoral candidate for Johannesburg, rather than taking on a younger leader? It makes me wonder, do they not trust their youth? Are their young people underprepared for such a leadership role?
You just dived right straight into it. Well, in most of her interviews with other media publications, she said that the DA has an intensive selection process, one which included younger candidates in this case. So I asked her what some of the shortcomings the young people she was up against were, and this is what she had to say.
Experience is a big issue when you're going for these positions, but there is no party that has as many young mayors as the DA. Jordan Hill Lewis became a mayor when he was in his early 30s. That's young. Celia Brooke became a mayor when he was in his early 30s. That's young. Chris Pappas was 29 when he became a mayor. There's no party that gives young people as many opportunities as the DA, not one. But it's not fair to take somebody in their late 20s or early 30s and to make them a mayor of a very complex city, which is riddled with corruption. I mean, no one understands how tough these jobs are and what a thick skin you have to have developed over the years. I mean, some people get upset with what people say to them on social media. If you get into these positions, you'll be battered every day. You have to have some experience and a thick skin to do these jobs. There are stages in life for a good reason.
Let's quickly fact check that. The examples she used are accurate. Gordon Hill Lewis became the mayor of Cape Town in 2021 when he was just 35 years old. Chris Pappas is the mayor of Umgeni, local municipality in KwaZulu-Natal, and he became mayor when he was just 30 years old in November of 2021.
And Silas Brick was the mayor of Tshwane from March 2023 until September 2024. He was the DA's Shadow Minister of Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs from 2020 until 2023. So the DA does have a history of recruiting young executives compared to other major parties.
They really do.
But like Zille said, Johannesburg is a complex city with unique challenges that may require a more experienced political operator. As a part of her campaign, Zille has been on the streets of Johannesburg highlighting some of the issues that are affecting Johannesburg.
Really, what issues has she been highlighting?
Water shortages, power outages, and poor infrastructure, to name a few. She's been highly visible walking the streets, taking dips in water-filled potholes, and spotting inner city decay.
Sounds like she's really busy. Is she even familiar with Johannesburg like that?
Yes, she says so. In her documentary, she grew up in Hillbrow. Zille has also framed her candidacy as something of a homecoming.
Ooh, and strategically, launching earlier and emphasizing that she's from Johannesburg can really help local citizens relate to her and possibly vote for her.
Okay, let's cycle back to the DA's mayoral candidate selection process. Zille did share one name of a candidate she was up against. The others she could not share with the public.
Yes, she did. She said a confidentiality agreement had been signed by other candidates.
Because obviously, I haven't got a right to name their names.
Okay.
I mean, they apply, they get a guarantee of confidentiality. And I know I was competing against some good people, but I'm not going to mention their name. One person who's been very public about opposing me was Belinda Etchios-Njoku, who is in the Joburg Council. She was excellent. And she gave me tough competition. And she's been wonderfully supportive of me now, because that's how the DA rolls.
Wow. The fact that she can't disclose really shows how they have a tightly managed internal process at the DA.
Yeah, they really made sure to keep things on the low. Another major issue brought up at the meet and greet was the question of whether the DA is hoping to have majority in Johannesburg, or are they prepared to have a coalition governance?
And that question is really important, because many wonder if the DA would be capable of working harmoniously with other parties. Is the DA looking to get majority votes and not be in a coalition? Is Hellen Zille a micromanager and unable to work within coalitions?
I guess we'll find out in due time. After the meet and greet, what stood out for me the most is that she is deeply experienced. There are few candidates in South Africa with her level of experience.
True. This could also be the final major chapter of her political career. Voters should not ask whether Hellen Zille is qualified, because she clearly is. Voters should question whether she is the right leader for Johannesburg in 2027.
That's actually very true. So we decided to take it to the streets and ask people whether or not they thought Zille could be the right mayor for Johannesburg.
Yeah, I don't think she's going to be a good candidate to run for mayor. She's running for mayor, right? Because if you look at Cape Town, where she was a mayor in, was she also like a mayor in part of Kailicha, those areas? Yes, if you look at them, those areas are still very underdeveloped. There is no service. People don't get service there. It's only the suburban areas, and yeah. So I don't think she's going to be a good candidate.
Yeah, maybe we can just give her a chance and see. Maybe she can make a change.
I think Hellen Zille's run for mayor is actually good. I've been seeing the Queen promoting on her social media and actually showing us some of the things that we are currently facing in Johannesburg that she's planning to fix. And I feel like I like those things because she covers water issues, she covers sanitation, she covers electricity problems. And I'm seeing that, she will make a change, because what is our current mayor doing? Why do we currently have water issues in Johannesburg? So I love the fact that she's tackling one of the big issues in Johannesburg that we face on a day-to-day basis, which is water and sanitation. So I actually love the Queen. I love that she's out on the streets promoting, and she's there actually physical on the streets with the people and hearing their real concerns. So that's what I think about the run. Everything else, I don't care. I just want my city to be clean. I want my city to have water and to be very functional. And I think that she can give us that.
azoyitshintsha iGauteng imdaka mina ngisengibuya eCape Town ungadlela nje estradini ungenankinga. I-Cape Town i-clean, i-long street yase-Cape Town. Yes, it's very clean than when you compare Joburg and Cape Town. So Hellen Zille yenza ngapha zonzoshintsho. Singabonga kakhulu thina singabantu base-Joburg.
And there you have it. That is what the people had to say. Thank you to everyone for listening and taking the time to hear our views.
We hope from this episode you will critically evaluate the candidate that you vote for so that you can make an informed decision about your mayor in 2027.
Thank you for listening once again. Bye.
Bye.